So today we are going to discuss about the spring. It is in series and parallel, and we will solve some problem. Apart from that, we will revisit some theories that we have derived yesterday. So already this slide I have discussed yesterday, helical spring stress. So stress, total stress, tau is 8W d cube, 8WD by pi d cube into one factor, that is Ks. So Ks into 8WD by pi d cube. If any problem, the value of factor Ks is not given, then we can consider as 1. And this nomenclature already I have discussed in yesterday's class. And here we can see that the torsional shear stress at inner edge it is positive and outer edge it is negative. So at inner edge, maximum shear stress, it will be summation of tau 1 plus tau 2. Tau 1 is the shear stress due to torsion, tau 2 is the direct shear stress. And here we have neglected the stress due to the curvature of the wire. In the next, we have discussed about the spring stiffness and stress factor, that is Hall stress factor. It is governed by this equation. K is equal to 4C minus 1 divided by 4C minus 4 plus 0.615 by C. So as the spring index increases, the stress factor is going to reduce. And finally, we have derived this equation, the deflection, that is equal to 8W d cube n by g d to the power 4, where W is the load, d is the mean dia of the coil, and small d is the diameter of the wire, n is the number of turns, g is the modulus of rigidity. And from there, we can define the stiffness, that is load per unit deflection, that is equal to gd to the power 4 divided by 8 d cube n. So these things already we have discussed in last class, yesterday's class. Now I will go and I will explain spring in series and spring in parallel. So you can see that this is one spring. Let's say it is having stiffness S1, and this spring is connected in series with another spring whose stiffness is S2. So whenever we are applying load, W load, this spring is going to deflect. Now if we want to replace these two springs with stiffness S1 and with stiffness S2 by a single spring, what will be the equivalent stiffness of that spring which is replaced by a single spring? So that is the concept of spring with series. That means here two springs are in series. What will be the equivalent stiffness of that spring? So we can see that if W load is acting, then total deflection, it is delta. So delta deflection, it will be deflection due to this spring first spring and deflection due to the second spring. So delta, total delta is equal to delta 1 plus delta 2, we can write. Again, what is delta? Delta is nothing but load by stiffness. So load by stiffness is equal to total load by stiffness of S1 and total load by stiffness of S2. So this two spring load by stiffness will be equal to equivalent load by stiffness. So from there we can write 1 by S is equal to 1 by S1 plus 1 by S2, and we can simplify, then we will get S is equal to S1 into S2 divided by S1 plus S2. So this will be the equivalent stiffness of the spring which is replaced by a single spring rather than two different spring of S1 and S2. So this is the equivalent stiffness S is equal to S1 into S2 divided by S1 plus S2, and it governs through this equation. So whenever we will connect two spring in series, we can replace that spring with equivalent stiffness S, and this is the formula. Now I will explain whenever we will connect two springs in parallel. So you can see that here two springs are connected in parallel. First spring stiffness is S1, second spring stiffness is S2, and W load is acting. So if W load is acting, then the deflection for this spring and deflection for this spring will be same because load is acting. So common deflection W will be equal to total W by S, equivalent stiffness S. So that will be equal to W1 by S1 plus W2 by S2, because this W load is acting, few portion of this W will acting for the single for the S1 spring, and few portion of it will act for the S2 spring. So the deflection, the total deflection, it will be same for both the spring. And if we consider that total equivalent stiffness of the spring is S1, then we can write W by S1 is equal to W1 by S1 is equal to W2 by S2. So from here we can write total W is equal to summation of W1 plus W2, because some part it will going this direction, some part it will going this direction. So total load W is equal to W1 plus W2, and from there we can write S into delta, because this W is equal to S into delta. So S into delta is equal to S1 into delta, S2 into plus S2 into delta. So we can write S is equal to S1 plus S2. That means equivalent stiffness will be summation for individual spring stiffness when it is connected in parallel. And the equivalent stiffness for the spring when it is connected in the series will be equal to its summation of the reciprocal. So 1 by S is equal to 1 by S1 plus 1 by S2. From this formula we can able to determine the equivalent stiffness for the spring when it is connected in series, and from this formula we can determine equivalent stiffness of the spring when it is connected in parallel. So here is one good example. When several spring is connected with combination of series and parallel, then how we can solve. So let's say this is 3 spring. So first and second spring with stiffness S1 and S2 connected in parallel, and with that another spring with stiffness S is connected in series. So first we will determine the equivalent stiffness for first one and second one. So as it is connected in parallel, we can write S1 plus S2, and that is connected with the series with stiffness S3. Then again we can simplify and we can write the equivalent stiffness S for the equivalent stiffness. Then we can write, as this is connected in series, so we can write 1 by S is equal to 1 by this S1 plus S2 plus 1 by S3. So whenever you will give the examination in the at 6 p.m. you will be having the similar kind of questions. The 2 springs with stiffness 150 each is connected in parallel. That means this and this is 150, and another spring is 300 is connected in series. So you have to find the equivalent stiffness. So this is very easy. You can easily find from this formula. Now I'm going to explain some problem. Yes, Mijan, you want to say something? Mijan, you want to say something? You have raised your hand. Mijan? No, right? Okay. Maybe mistakenly he has raised his hand. Okay, so we will solve one problem from the spring. So the problem is the closed coiled helical spring absorbs 72 Newton meter of energy when it is compressed through 60 millimeter. There are 8 coils in the spring. The coil diameter is 10 times the wire diameter. Find the diameter of the coil wire and maximum stress. G is given. So what are the parameters is given? U, total energy is given 72 Newton meter. Mean diameter of the coil is given 10 times of the diameter of the wire, and deflection is given 60 millimeter, and it has 8 coils in the spring. That means N is given 8, and modulus of rigidity G is given 82 GPa. Sujit, you want to say something?
Sir, sound clear আসছে না, আরেকবার লাস্ট আগের পেজটা আরেকবার বলুন।
কোনটা? এটা?
এর আগে হ্যাঁ স্যার এইটা সাউন্ডটা ক্লিয়ার আসেনি।
Here we are having 3 spring. The first and second is connected in parallel, and third one is connected with series. So these two first we have to solve, And equivalent stiffness for these two, it will be S1 plus S2, and then again it is connected in series. So total equivalent stiffness will be 1 by S is equal to 1 by S1 plus S2 plus 1 by S3. So these things I have discussed, and related to these things, I have one problem that will be asked in the MCQ at 6 p.m. I will open the link at 6 p.m. Okay. So the another problem, in this problem, a closed coiled helical spring is absorbs 72 Newton meter energy, and when it is compressed through 60 millimeter. There are 8 coils, and coil diameter is 10 times of the wire diameter. You have to find out the diameter of the coil and wire and maximum shear stress it is developed. So G is given 82. So what are the parameters given? U is given 72 Newton meter, deflection 60, D is equal to 10 times of D, small d, N is equal to 8, and G is 82 given. So we know the energy stored in the spring, it will be equal to half into load into deflection. So energy is the area under the curve. So area under the curve is half into load into deflection. So from there we can determine U is given 72 Newton meter. We can convert 72 Newton millimeter. So 72 30. Then that is equal to half W, and deflection is given 60. So 60. So from there we can determine W. W is 2400 Newton. Then wire diameter of the coil, deflection is equal to 8W d cube N by GD to the power 4. Already we have seen from this formula, deflection is equal to 8W d cube N by GD to the power 4. So from this formula we can determine deflection. So deflection is given 60. So 8W already we have determined. D cube is 10 into D cube, because capital D is 10 times of small d. Then N is 8. And G is given 82 GPa. 82 GPa, we have to convert in GPa to megapascal. So GPa is gigapascal, we have to convert into megapascal in order to make it millimeter. So 82,000 d to the power 4. So from there we can be able to determine D is equal to 31.2 millimeter. So 31.2 millimeter, and then capital D is 10 times of this, so 312 millimeter. And maximum shear stress is equal to 8WD pi d cube into Ks. So in this problem, value of Ks is not given. So as I told, if it is not given, then you have to consider a 1. So Ks is 1, so you need to write that Ks. So tau is equal to 8WD by pi d cube. So 8WD, capital D is there, pi d cube is there. So this will be in 62.8 ampere. So this is a very small problem. Then in the next problem, a closed coiled helical spring has maximum load 40 Newton and maximum shear stress induced 100 MPa. The spring constant is 600 Newton meter in compression. If the solid length of the spring is 60 millimeter, determine the wire diameter, number of coils, and coil diameter. G is given 32 GPa. So what are the parameters given? W is given 40 Newton, tau shear stress is given 100 MPa. Solid length, that means N into D. We have already know that solid length is N into D. So it's 60 millimeter. S, that is stiffness, is given 600 Newton meter. You can convert 600 Newton meter to point, that is equal to 0.6 Newton per millimeter. So relation between D and D we can able to get from this formula. Tau is equal to 8WD by pi d cube. So tau is given 100, 8W is 40 given, D unknown, pi d to the power 4. So D, capital D, is equal to 0.982 into D cube. So from this we can write the deflection delta is equal to 8W d cube by N GD to the power 4. So stiffness is W by delta. So from there we can write stiffness is equal to W by delta. So delta is this. So if we write W by delta, it becomes GD to the power 4 by 8 d cube N. So stiffness is given 0.6 Newton millimeter. So we can write 0.6 is equal to this term. So from there we can write d to the power 4 is equal to 117.3, and if we solve in calculator we can write d is equal to 3.29 millimeter. So d is equal to 3.29 millimeter. There is a relation. So from this relation already we have derived. So D becomes this into D cube, so 35 millimeter. So number of coils is N is equal to 60, that is ND is 60, so N is equal to 60 by D, so that is 18.25 is the number of coil. The next problem, a composite spring consists of two closed coil helical spring connected in series. Each spring has 14 coils at mean diameter of 20 millimeter. The stiffness of the composite spring is 800 Newton meter. If the wear diameter is of one spring is 2.5 millimeter, find the wear diameter of the outer one. What will be the maximum load which can be carried by the composite spring, and the corresponding deflection for the maximum shear stress is 150 MPa. And G is given 78 GPa. So what are the parameters is given? Small n is given 14, capital D given 20, D1, the inside one is given 2.5, tau 150, G 78 GPa is given, stiffness is given 800 Newton meter, or that is equal to 0.8 Newton per millimeter. So for the spring in series, already we know that 1 by S is equal to 1 by S1 plus 1 by S2. So from there we can write small s1 that is equal to W by delta. So GD D1 to the power 4 8 d cube n, so that becomes 3.4. And similarly we can determine S2, that becomes 0.08705 d1 d2 to the power 4. So if we write from this in this equation, 1 by S equivalent stiffness is given S 0.8, so 1 by 0.8 is equal to 1 by 3.4 plus this. So if we solve this equation, we will get D2 is equal to 1.86. So load on the deflection, it becomes tau is equal to 8 WD by pi D to the power pi D2 cube. So tau is given 150. You can see that tau is given 150. So from there we can determine the W. So W is 18.95 Newton. Then total deflection we can determine. Total deflection is equal to nothing but total load by stiffness. So load is, we have determined 18.95 Newton and stiffness is 0.8. So total deflection is 23.5. So this similar kind of problem is required to solve, and the similar problem you can able to find in different books also, like Ratan, then Khurmi and other good books is there also. So you need to solve similar problem from the spring chapter, and based on today's class there will be one MCQ test at 6 p.m. So if that time is free for to all of you, I will open at 6 p.m. or if there is any class with the classes with other teacher, you can tell me, I will shift the timing, or 6:30 it is okay for you. 6 will be okay for you, or
সাতটায় করে দিন না,
বলো 7, I will make it 7
স্যার 7টা অথবা 8টার দিকে করুন স্যার, বেটার হয়।
আচ্ছা তাহলে কটার সময় করবো বলো তোমরা, এটা তোমাদের শেয়ার।
আমার জন্য বেস্ট আছে 8টা করতে, ওদের জন্য কি জানি না।
ওকে ঠিক আছে, আমি তাহলে 8টা করতে।
স্যার বেস্ট
কোনটা?
না না স্যার 8টার সময় করবেন না স্যার।
হ্যাঁ স্যার 8টা না স্যার 7।
আচ্ছা স্যার
7টার আগে
ঠিক আছে
7টা দিয়ে করুন তাহলে, ঠিক আছে।
সো আই উইল ওপেন দ্য লিংক
আচ্ছা 7টা
7 p.m. ওকে আই উইল ওপেন।
স্যার টাইমটা কতটা থাকবে স্যার?
15 মিনিট, 5খানা কোশ্চেন আছে। আর কোশ্চেন
7টা থেকে 7:15
টাইমটা বলেন স্যার।